Hey guys, I'm going to show you some of the different things that you can use with the domino sets. Everyone is having a fit with these. There's so many different ways you can decorate them, personalize them, make them your own. So I'm going to go over a few different ways that you can decorate them and stuff. The molds can be purchased from a vendor in my group. It's Marie, and it's called Moldy Ladies and More. She has both sizes of the domino sets. This one is regulation. Well, it's a hair less than regulation. And then these are the small ones. And these are just so stinking cute. Now, I have not done anything with these other than pour different colors so that you can see the different things you can do. The glitter that I used and mica powder is from Glitter Drops and Sparkle Pops. She too is a vendor in my group. I don't want to make this too long, which it could very easily become because there's so much you can do with them. So I'm not going to name every glitter right now. I will leave a description down below and list all of the glitter, all of the mica, and links to Moldy Ladies and More and Glitter Drop Sparkle Pops. So I'm just going to unmold them really quick and just kind of show you a little bit of them. But like I said, I poured a lot last night. So I don't want to bore you with doing all of them at one time, but I want to take them out and show you, and then show you some of the different things that you can do with them. Now these are decent molds. I shouldn't say decent. They're very good molds. They're nice and thick. They're not flimsy. You see I'm holding it in one hand. They don't flop around. They are very good quality. And I just did a bunch of them in all kind of different colors and techniques so I could show you guys. And I used different products in them too. Some that maybe you've never used. Look at that one. That one is gorgeous. These two are mica powders that I kind of mixed together. And this one I was a little concerned about. It's okay, but it's kind of boring. But I mean, we can dress it up. This is this is Dragonfly Glaze by Plaid. Dragonfly Glaze. It's hard to say. It's not a paint. It's a glaze that you put over paint or something else. But it's really, really fun to do. So you could get them in several different colors. That is beautiful. This is one of my favorites that she has. It's called Tequila Sunrise. I love this color. And then there's Kiwi, which is a lime green chunky mix. It's beautiful. Of course, I like any kind of sparkle, y'all. I'm a sparkle kind of girl. Oh, these are gorgeous. Let me just show you a few of them here. Just trying to get some different ones for you to look at. Look at those. Aren't they beautiful? And then here's these two. This is so pretty. That's kind of like an opal. But, I mean, you know, you can pour a mold with glitter mica however you want to. That's really not so much what we're going over as some of the techniques that you can use. Ooh, that's pretty. This one I did with alcohol inks. And first I put down just the clear glaze, or clear epoxy, and then I put alcohol ink in on top of it. Really beautiful. This one I mixed a couple of colors together, but look at the sparkle in that. I used foil in these two. And I like the way you can kind of see through it. I like that a lot. This one I mixed purple and blue foil together and put in there. I didn't know how it was going to turn out, but I like it. I like it a lot. But I think probably out of all of them I poured, this is going to be my favorite ones, where I did the alcohol ink and swirled it. Let me show you the backs. The backs are never really pretty when you do the alcohol ink like this, but the fronts can be absolutely stunning on these. And here's another super sparkle. Oh, that's pretty too. I don't know if you can see the color shift that's in there. And now most of those were glitter and some other things. This is really fun. Oh, I like that. This is a glitter from Glitter Drops and Sparkle Pops. This is so fun. I love that. I did 2 of those. These are so awesome. Y'all, I'm amazing myself. And now I did not fill up the molds, and the reason why, I like to go back and kind of dome the back of them a little bit, and then once I put in whatever I'm going to use for the numbers, the dots, then I'll put another thin coat of epoxy over that, just to ensure that everything is going to stay where I put it and kind of seal it in. But on the back, there's so many ways to decorate these. It's just unreal. You're only limited to your imagination. Again, just think outside the box, look around you at things you have, and just kind of get in a different mindset, and you'll see hundreds of things you can do. This one is beautiful too. This one is called 3 Wishes, and I mixed the tinsel and fine together, and that came out really nice. Yeah, I did several of those, and I'm glad I did. And now this one is a really super shiny one, and it is just an additive. It's actually a mica additive, but I used it alone in the epoxy. So I'm not going to pour all of them. I just want to pour some and show you some of the different things that you can put in them to decorate them. Let me be mixing my epoxy while I'm talking. All right, when you're doing the molds themselves, when you're pouring the dominoes, like I just showed you, there are so many ways to pour them. You can pour them clear and put little like dried flowers in them, foil, glitter flakes is very pretty. I'm gonna try to do this without spilling it, but yet hurry up. And I hope I can show you some things that you have never thought of doing. I mean, there's tons of stuff that I'm sure I haven't thought of that you have. So I just thought I would share some of the ideas that I came up with. I love playing with molds. I do a lot of cups. I have some super, super talented people in my group. They are just amazing. Some of the things that they do, I mean, it's mind-boggling. I can't see how they can come up with some of the ideas that they have. All right, that looks good. Didn't take too long. Let me go ahead and pour a couple of cups here so I can get some things going. And I know y'all can fast forward through all of this. Not going to hurt my feelings at all. Who wants to watch us mix epoxy? We all know how to do that, right? So now, when you're doing the numbers on the front of them, the dots, like I said, there's so many things you can do and so many different glues that you can use to adhere whatever you're making your dots with. And I'll go over a couple of those. But like I said, I don't want this to be so lengthy that everyone loses interest, because it's unbelievable the different things you can do. Where do I want to start? Let's do a clear one and then decorate it. Now, I don't like to use heat on my molds. It's just, it will melt them to the epoxy and it will tear them up when you go to unmold them. And we pay a lot of money for this stuff. Well, that one I don't want to get epoxy all over me. There we go. I have some small sticks. I guess I didn't bring them over. All right, so I have one poured here. Let's look at some things that we can do with it and put inside of it. Where do I want to start? Again, there's so much. You can use the glass pieces. They're very pretty to do. You just kind of sprinkle some in there. And then take your little stick and move it around. Now you can float some and you can make some sink to the bottom. It's whatever you like and however you want them to look. Strictly up to you. Okay, now to me, and I'm sometimes like to go over the top, this is not enough. It still needs more in it. Of course, that's just my opinion, but that's what I think. So, let's do some other stuff here. And I don't want to overdo with any one that I put in here, so I'm kind of just putting a little at a time. All right, that's pretty. Let's put in some aquamarine opals. This is really beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous. Okay, I think that looks like enough. Should be interesting and pretty. Just kind of just mix it around. And remember, I don't fill mine to the top. You certainly can if you want to just leave them as you pour them. And in order to get a smooth surface without that ridge that goes around it, fill it all the way up. You want to take it to where it almost looks like it's going to overflow, and then you stop. And then that will prevent a lot of the ridge that we get around the outside. See, this has like a rim all the way around it, but it's because I poured it super thin. And these were just mainly to show the different things that you can do. This is the front, and then we'll decorate the back a little bit different. So let's do another clear one with some other items. I can put a little bit more in this one. Okay. Y'all, I have so much stuff out here on my table, I can't hardly move. But that's just how much you can do with these. All right, now you can take dried flowers, artificial flowers, whatever you want to use. Get your little scissors and just cut off some of the, if you can see that, it's just little balls of flowers that's dried. And I dried them myself, so if somebody in your family gets flowers or something, just kind of rob some of the stuff that's in it, or tell them to save it for you. All right, now I've just cut off some small pieces like this, and we're going to put those down in there. Not too many. Kind of poke it down. You want it to be completely covered with your epoxy. You don't want anything that you put in here sticking up, especially if you're not going to top it off and dome it. Alright, so here, this is kind of like an idea of what I'm thinking of. This is the keychains, the alphabet keychains. These two can be purchased from Moldy Ladies and More, but you can see the different items that I put in there. I just poured clear epoxy and just started putting all kind of different stuff in it. This one's for my granddaughter, and I have the little initial blocks and all kind of stuff that I put in them. And you can do the same with the dominoes. Again, it's just your imagination. You are the only one that's stopping you from doing beautiful things. Alright, I got a pink flower, so let's kind of stay in the pink family a little bit. And a lot of stuff I use is for nails. I used to be a nail technician, like in another lifetime ago. So, this is just some little pieces that we used, or that they still use, to put on nails. Again, I could pour it in, but I don't want to put too much in it. I want to keep it kind of simple. Okay, we have that. And now this is a dried flower. I didn't press it or do anything fancy. I just let it sit and dry on its own. You can take a couple of these pieces here and just pull them off really easy, just like that. Then you can put some of those in. Again, you want to take something and push it down. Make sure it's all completely covered with epoxy. There was a little leaf. Might as well put a leaf in to go with the flowers, huh? All right, what else do we want to put in? Let's do these. All right, now these is just the styrofoam little balls that you can buy from Dollar Tree or Walmart. This is just pastel color. That's the kind I'm talking about. A lot of people use it for snow and stuff. Now, with these, you got to do one or two things. You have to babysit it and keep poking it down, or cover it with epoxy, let it float up to the top, and then go back and dome it, and that will cover it completely then. So I don't want to babysit, and I'm going to top it off anyway. So I'm just going to let it float. See, this is what I'm talking about. All kind of stuff. But now these have a lot of static to them. So if you open that bag, it can go flying. And then you're going to be picking up these little balls all over your craft room. And as you can see, they do float back up to the top. And in order to keep them down, you literally have to babysit them. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to make sure that I can cover it. I want to run this across the top, so I don't want it sticking up past the domino area itself. All right, so that's two with clear, and it's really pretty. But let's move on to something different now. Let's do some micas. Now this is called Crystal Flash Pink Mica. It is from Glitter Drops and Sparkle Pops. It's absolutely stunning, y'all. This is it here. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, the sparkle in that is just unbelievable. Well, don't make a mess. It's stuck to my bag. I told you, I got so much sitting around here, I can't hardly move. Now this is mica, okay, so it doesn't necessarily take a lot. It's up to you how you want it to look as to how much you put in it. When you put in mica, you do want to stir it up really well. Alright, look how beautiful that is. The shimmer in this and sparkle is unbelievable. But again, I am not going to fill it up because I want to go back and top it off. You can even put stuff in like this colored, where I put the mica in it. You can put stuff in here as well. And if you have some epoxy left over from where you poured a couple of them, but it's not enough, go ahead and put it in, and then with your next color or whatever you have left over, you can add it in and give it a nice little swirl, and then that way you're not wasting epoxy and mica. And I'm all about saving $1. For those of you that have watched any of my videos, it has been a while, y'all, and I apologize for that. This whole COVID thing, and my daughter is a nurse, at a senior citizen rehabilitation center, and unfortunately, you know, COVID ran wild in our senior homes. So I was worried to death over her and my family. So I kind of backed away from doing any videos. But now that some things are coming back to normal, I wanted to get back to normal too. We all need some normalcy in our lives now. So, all right, now this is a beautiful color. It's this. And again, I don't know if you can see the whole sparkle in it. It's called Cancun from Glitter Drops and Sparkle Pops. It's an iridescent color. It has the nice light blue, but then it has a high sparkle darker blue in it. And again, I don't know if the camera will even pick that up, but let's do one of these, and then whatever I have left over, I will mix in with the pink mica that I just did. And that should be really, really pretty with these two colors. And now this is just glitter, it's not mica. It's just a glitter. Well, let me get these poured and then we'll get to some of the fun stuff. All right, look at, this is gorgeous. Love it. All right, so let's pour one and see how much we have left. See, I just dropped some of the pink in there, I mean the blue, which is fine because I want to put some in anyway. All right, I don't have enough left in here to do another whole domino. I could take it and use it in the smaller set, but I don't want to, you know, like I said, this can go on and on forever. So I don't want to do that to y'all. I just wanted to pour a few. And now I'm going to put in some of the blue in with this pink. We'll give it some little swirls. Okay, I think that's enough for that color, and then I still have some left that I can use in another color. Do I want to use this or this? I think I'm going to use this because this is a little bit wider, and I just want to swirl it. Now when these are set up, I will take a picture and add it to the video for you guys so you can see them. And these two here should come out really, really beautiful. Okay, now let's do something else. Glow in the dark. Perfect. Let's do some glow in the dark. All right, here's some glow green mica, and it does glow, y'all. I turned the lights off last night. I looked over at the table where I had been working on all of the dominoes, and I had green glowing, I had blue glowing. My table was covered with beautiful colors at night. So they do have a good glow to them. But unfortunately, it's daytime now, and I can't show you. So we're going to put in a little bit of this. And again, I want a good glow, so I'm going to put a couple of scoops of it. And right now, the glow mica, the glow powder, really doesn't have any color to it. So you want to put something in as a little bit of color for your daytime use as well. And see, it's just kind of a milky color, and I don't think that would be a very attractive domino. So let's put in some flakes. Yeah, let's put in some foil. See how pretty that'll get. And now I get these from Amazon. I will leave a link down below for you with all of the products that I use. And now during the day, this is going to have a pretty blue flake in it. And I do have green. It would have probably been prettier had I used green oh Lord, it would have been prettier had I used green foil, but this is what I had in front of me, so we're gonna go with that. Okay, let's do couple of drops of the glow in here, and it'll be like a polka dotted glow. That'll be fun. Don't want too much because I just want it to be spots. That should be enough. Okay, now what else? Let's go over a couple of things that we can do. Here is Kiwi. It's a beautiful neon glitter. Isn't that pretty? So let's do one with that. Yep, this is already starting to heat up a little bit. And y'all know, once your epoxy starts heating up, you don't have long. You better be moving. Okay, so let's put some of this in and get it going. Okay, see, I didn't have enough to fill this up. It's okay. I'll use the next color. As a matter of fact, I'm even going to use the same stir stick. And let's use glowworm. Y'all hear my chickens? I'm so sorry. These two colors are gorgeous. Beautiful. Again, all of the glitter is from Glitter Drops and Sparkle Pops and mica. Alright, we're just going to do a hodgepodge on this last one here. Put in all the colors I have left over. It could be pretty. We'll just drop some of this blue in. Kind of give it a swirl maybe. And why not put in some of the glow, right? I got it left over. Put a little bit in this one down here too, because this doesn't have a whole lot in it. Let's swirl some of this glow in the dark in here. I will do another video for you guys and do it with the alcohol inks. It's really fun. As you saw, it comes out beautiful. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. So I'll just come back and do a whole set that way and show you how I get the effect that I get. Sorry, I just need to clean up super quick. Okay, now I told you I don't like to use heat on my molds unless I'm doing like a beach scene or something like that. So what I use is denatured alcohol. It's 99% alcohol. It's the best you can buy. I use it for everything. I clean my glasses, I clean my computer screen, my phone, whatever. Cups, this is what I use on cups. So I put it in a fine mister, and this is from a vendor in the group. I will list it below for you guys. Let them sit for a minute like they've been sitting while I was doing the other ones, and you will see all your bubbles will come up to the top and kind of gather right in the middle. Well, you don't want that. That's going to be ugly. Mist it with your alcohol, and you can see it instantly popping bubbles. Let me see if I can get it up here where you can see it a little bit. There's some here, but I don't know if it's going to work because that's the glow. It pops some. So what you want to do is mist it like I did. Don't be afraid. Go ahead and put some on there. If you don't put enough, you're going to end up with bubbles. And most of it's going to evaporate quickly anyway. So let it do its let it do its thing, and now you'll have more bubbles come back up to the top again. So you just want to kind of keep an eye on it so you can go back and spritz it a couple of more times as the bubbles rise to the top. This way your molds will last longer. You haven't put heat on them. They're not going to stick to your epoxy. So our molds are very expensive. Really expensive. We need to take care of them. And let me see if I can show you how it works. All right, this one right here, the blue, you can see the bubbles coming to the top. And as that alcohol kind of sinks in, and it starts immediately popping the bubbles. So I'm gonna set this to the side and kind of just keep an eye on it and spritz it a few more times. And like I said, I'll do another video, and we'll do the alcohol inks on them. Show you how I do that. But now let's get on to decorating the backs and making them even prettier. And again, with this, tons of things you can do. Shouldn't need those anymore, so we'll put all that to the side. And that. Just maybe clean up the epoxy some. Okay. Now, depending on what technique you want to use on the backs of your dominoes will determine how you want to treat them. If you're going to use a chameleon powder or a mica, you want to take them outside, turn them over with the bottom sticking up, and spray paint it black. I like black for chameleon and also for your interference colors. You can do white, you can do any color you want to. It's up to you. It's endless what you can do with these, okay? Now, I'm going to use some tacket. This is just the regular tacket glue. It's mixed half and half, tacket glue and water. Let me get that out of the way a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of them. And then that way it can be drying while we're doing some other things. And now these are just some I made, you know, out of this in different colors and such. This one is going to be really, really fun to decorate. I love this. And even the back is pretty too, so that's cool. I had a couple here. I wanted to make sure. All right, now these, I didn't spray paint the black back of them. I did the fronts, where we're gonna do the numbers, the dots for the numbers. I spray painted the tops black. So you can decorate either side, however you want to. And now I'm just gonna get a small brush here. And you treat this just like you would if you're putting tacket on a cup. Okay, don't leave a bunch of streaks. Don't put it on too heavy. Exactly like we do our cups. And of course, if you do 2 coats, put 1 coat on, set it over to the side, let it dry, come back and put another coat on, then it will even be prettier. But we're not going to wait that long. We're just going to do 1 coat over some of them. Let's do one of these on the front. Now these you're going to have to be careful with if you're doing the top side, because your tacket, you see how it's getting down in the grooves and stuff, so it's going to be a little bit more challenging. You could use spray adhesive if you wanted to. I did a video back when they first came out with tacket. If you look through some of my older videos, you'll see I did an alternative to tacket method. I honestly struggled with the tacket in the beginning. It was definitely a learning curve. Now I'm not real concerned about in the holes for the numbers, because I'm going to be putting stuff in there anyway. We're going to decorate that up. Now you can, if you pour your mold as black, you know, like a black mica, or put acrylic paint in it, you can still do some of these techniques. It's just not going to be as vibrant as if you spray painted it black. And I did try it, so I wanted to see if it would work, and it does. It's just not as pretty. As a matter of fact, I didn't even put it out here because it looks so dull and dingy. But if that's the look you're going for, then by all means, save the step and just do it right on the back without the tacket. But like I said, you can use spray adhesive as well. Alright, so that gives us 3, 4. And all I'm doing is just putting it on and making sure I spread it out evenly. Get it just as smooth as you can. It will go on a little bit cloudy, but as it dries, well, it doesn't really dry. it stays tacky. But I say drying. As it dries, it will turn clear. You can use Mod Podge for this if you wanted to. It's hard to use the holographic glitters with the Mod Podge because you have to get your timing just right in order to do it. It can be done. I have done it. It's not hard. You just have to keep touching it, and when it gets to the tacky stage, that's when you need to do it. All right. Let's do, for the first one, this is a chameleon powder. It's white. And it is from another vendor in my group, the Glitter Grind. And I just put some out in a cup. And I don't know if you can see around the edges. It's super, super gorgeous. So you would take any kind of sponge or brush, however you want to do it, and just get some powder on it. And let's see if I have one dry enough. We'll try this one. Now remember, these I used tack it, and then you just put your powder on and smear it around. It's actually not dry enough. All right, let's let that dry just a little bit longer. Well, let me see if I can brush it some. I have mica over here and glitter. I was afraid if that air from the my gun, if it blazes, I'd have a mess. So that's why I was trying to shield it. Now this is one. It had very little glitter in it, and I mixed two colors together. I did the Kiss Pour, and it came out really beautiful. I like it a lot. But as you can see, I mean, it's just endless what you can do with these things. This is a perfect canvas for decorating. Bring out your inner artist and just go to town. All right, I'm gonna try a different brush as well. Yeah, this one looks pretty good. Okay, let's try it again. There we go, that's a little better. It still could be drier, and if you use 2 coats of the tack it works a lot better that way too as well. But this is just a chameleon mica. I did spray paint this black on the back side. And guys, I have found that the domino sets really sell really good. So you could have a potential here. Holidays are coming up. Get them posted into your Etsy shop or wherever you advertise your products. Depending on what you do with it would determine how much you charge for it, of course. All right, now that was black, and I took it to a chameleon color, and I don't know if you'll pick up the whole chameleon to it or not, but it comes out beautiful. Now what I would do here is give the tack time to dry more, obviously. I would do any kind of water slide, vinyl. These are perfect canvases to use as well. This whole back. You could do a logo, someone's business logo on the back, and it could be used as a gift from a company to their customer. Tons and tons of things you could do. So that's one, and this is beautiful. You can use any color you want to. Now let's do a holographic with the tack it method, just like we do on our cups. We're going to put it on and then rub it off. This one is a rose gold holographic color. I did pour a couple of rose gold in here somewhere. Here's one. Okay, that's what the front looks like. And you can still see the halo in it, and all I did was mix this in with epoxy. I have not done a tack it method or anything, but you can see the halo. It's very pretty. So now let's work on this. Let me get something else. Here we go. Now I want to make sure I get it covered with the glitter. Need a little bit more. Just a tad. And if y'all have any questions or whatever, leave it down in the comments, and I go back and I read all the comments. As a matter of fact, I have to redo the last half of a video I posted for you guys. Somehow part 2 totally gone. I have no idea what happened to it. And I've seen in your messages, where's part 2? And I'm like, well, it's out there. But then when I went and looked, no, it's not. Alright, so all I did was make sure I covered it completely with the holographic. Tap it off. And then you start rubbing just like on our cups. And you will see the magic happen. Now, when you're doing a tack it, all you're doing is making that glitter lay flat. And it works with almost any glitter. It does not have to be holographic. I've done tons of cups with glitter that is not holographic, but I did the tack it method and they come out beautiful. Alright, so look at that halo. Is that not gorgeous? And then you could go on the front side and use like your AB crystals, rhinestones, and you could do it in the color to match the halo. That would be beautiful. But, and see, that was just a matter of a couple of minutes. Super easy. All right, let's do another chameleon. Let's do this green color here. And for some reason, I'm liking these better than the black. I don't know if maybe it just wasn't dry. Let's try it again just to see. Because I like these, they have a longer handle. Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness, y'all. Let me hang on to this somehow. There we go. This is gorgeous. Super easy. huge impact. Yeah, and I guess this brush just didn't work because it was still too wet, because it's working real good now. Oh God, I hope you can see the green. This is absolutely stunning. Beautiful. All right, let's move on to some other stuff. You can use the interference micas as long as you have a background color. You should spray paint it with some color. If you're using the interference, it shows up so much better on black than any other color. And this one is white to blue. It will go on as a blue color. This is pretty in itself, just as the white crystal looking. This one could be a little bit drier. It's still kind of wet. That's okay, we're gonna go with it. Because like I said, I could do this all day. There's so many different things you could do. But look around. Go into your craft room, go outside, and just look around at the things around you. And you can literally find hundreds of ideas. Because this is a canvas. All right, there's the interference. It was white, and now it has a beautiful blue to it. You might not be able to see it because it's still looking pretty white because it's not completely dry, but I can see the blue flash in it in person. All right, let's go and try. Now this is not a chameleon or any of that. This is just a regular neon mica. So let's try it and see what happens. And we'll do the green because it's really pretty. Look how bright that is. Wouldn't that be pretty mixed in with some of the, or mix in some of the glow green with it? That stuck to the paper. All right, let's try this one, and then I will shut it down because I don't want to hold y'all up forever. But like I said, there's so much you can do. And now this is just a regular mica powder, nothing fancy, it's just neon. And of course, you would take your time with it more than I am. Make sure you get really good coverage. I'm kind of just wanting to slap it on, basically, so you can see it. And that's the neon green. Now this one, I did spray paint black, but I did the top side of it. And then I put the tack it glue on here. And that is so cool looking. Yep, I might have to go back and do a couple like this and use this green and some of the green glow. That would be awesome. All right, now I'm not gonna do any more, but I'm gonna go over some of the different things that you can use. Do I have any more? Yeah, I don't have any of these done. Here, let me do one more. I know I said I wouldn't. Let me do one more and show you how it looks if you don't put tacket on it. And now this is the same chameleon that I used for this color. Okay? And now this has not been spray painted or anything. Or has it? Yes, I did spray paint this. So that's not gonna work. Yeah, it should. The difference is gonna be because I didn't put the tacket glue on here. So let's just see how it does without any glue. Maybe it'll work and you can save that step, but the one I did earlier was kind of just, it was pretty, but it didn't stand out as much. Yep, this is the same way. The tacket makes it so much more pretty. But however, this is gorgeous. Not bad. Not bad at all. You can see a little bit of difference. I can in person. I don't know if you can. There's just a slight difference, minus the neon green I splashed on it. So it just depends. This is a softer look. This is a bolder, richer color. So you could do either way. If you don't have the tacket, that's gorgeous too. Okay. Now, some of the different things you can use. I already showed you the glass shards. You can change the color of these with alcohol ink and make them any color you want. If you get the white ones, you can do all kind of colors with that just by using alcohol ink, mixing it in and letting it sit. These are some that I found at a discount store, and they get a lot of closeout items, and this is just like little bitty rocks. That would be pretty in them. Oh, I know what I wanted to show y'all really quick. Dragonfly glaze. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say. It just doesn't come out of my mouth correctly. Dragonfly glaze. See? It's a glaze. It's not a paint. So let's try it on this. And now it does take a couple of coats. I am doing a cup with one that I'm using this on. And if it comes out halfway decent, I'll try to do a video for y'all. Now, it's milky looking, okay? And it will go on that color. But as it dries, that's where you see the difference coming in. And this is way too much. You should use super thin coats. And I did learn that the hard way because I was trying to hurry. So I thought, well, maybe if I put it on thicker, you know, it would be prettier. But you need your first coat to go in one direction. Thin it out really well. Just like you would tack it, okay? That's how you want to treat it. Like tack it and Mod Podge. Try to get out all of those streaks. All right, your first coat, you want to go in one direction. When you go back in for your second coat, you want to go in a different direction. And I found about 3 or 4 thin coats. I mean, really thin works the best. And it gives it a kind of like a halo, but you do it with paint. It looks like a glitter halo. It comes out super shiny, shimmery. So we're gonna let this one sit and dry a little bit while I show you some of the other stuff. Then we'll come back and put another coat on. I make my own little beads. If you don't have any of the expensive rhinestones, it's okay. Take some of your leftover epoxy, mix in some mica or glitter or alcohol ink, whatever, color your epoxy, and just let it, take your stick or popsicle stick, hold it up and just let it drip, small drips on a silicone mat or whatever you use, and let it dry. When it's dry, you come back and pop them off. And you've made your own beads. All right, now if you make them small enough, you can use these as your numbers. The dots for the numbers on the dominoes. This would work beautiful. And it's basically free. It's epoxy that you've already used for one use. You're just turning your leftover into something else. And you can make them in hundreds of different colors. I've done pearls. I've done the beautiful glitters. And any size you want. These, I originally did them to use for bubbles in a mermaid cup that I was doing, an ocean scene, and I made bubbles going up with this stuff. So I made some really pretty ones in different colors, different sizes, you know, because the water bubbles are not all the same size. So look at that one. That one's beautiful, and so is that one. But this is a perfect way to get your rhinestones without paying that high price, because they're expensive, y'all. Now, some of the glue you can use to as your adhesive for your dots or rhinestones, whatever you choose to use. You can use your UV resin, put just the smallest dot in there, put your rhinestone or whatever you're going to use, and pop it in up under your light for a few seconds. Bam, it's done. I still would go back over it with epoxy. This is going to hold it for sure. Probably not ever going to go anywhere, but I just want that extra seal, just to make sure, you know, just assurance. You can use fabric tack. This stuff is amazing. I'm doing a rhinestone cup and using this. It dries perfectly clear. You cannot see it. You can use Mod Podge if you want to. Mod Podge, I would definitely make sure I went back over it with epoxy. I would be afraid that it wouldn't hold well enough. You could do a dot of hot glue if you wanted to. It's all up to you. When you're doing your lines, you can use just regular acrylic paint in any color you want to match your dominoes if you choose. You can use the color shift from Michaels. This is plaid. Yeah, it's folk art. These are some really fun colors. You can get the folk art glow in the dark, and it does work. It works well. That would be fun to do your dots. You can take your edges, around all of your edges here, and you could gold leaf them. This is the kind that you paint on, or you can get the marker kind and just go around your edges and decorate it up like you do coasters. And all I'm doing is giving you some ideas of things that you can try. What else? That's kind of it. Let's get another coat on this. Oh, you know what? Here. This one's dry. I have one here that I've painted. Just gotta make sure I get the right one. That's it. So let's put another coat on this. Now this is a teal color, teal and dark blue. And I think that's a couple of coats. It's not a whole lot. Again, keep it thin, let it dry in between coats. You do get a whole lot better result if you do it in thin coats. And it dries pretty quick. Make sure you get all of those brush strokes out. See how pretty that is too? So it's endless what you can do. You can take your I'll leave a link to these below, but this is nail art tape that you put across your nails to make designs and stuff. How fun would this be to use for your line down the middle, or if you wanted to put stripes on them on the front or back, either one. So I might have to try that, because they have beautiful colors with that stuff. You can brush Mod Podge on it, or tack it, and just take your foil and lay down over it, and then brush it off. Brush off your loose. So there's millions and millions of ideas. If y'all try something different, let me know. I would love to see it. I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel. Come over, join my Facebook group. It's called The Cup Barn as well. As I said, we have some super talented people in the group. Everyone is very sharing and helpful. So if you have questions, it's the perfect place to go. You need help with anything, they're awesome. And don't forget to get your molds from the Moldy ladies and more. Your glitter and micas can be purchased from Glitter Drops and Sparkle Pops. And I appreciate y'all taking the time to sit with me and craft. Thanks, guys.